Hey everybody, Sam here, also known as Mr. Stainless, and today I'm back talking about State of Decay 2. Now, usually here on the channel on a Friday, I would upload a new episode in my Let's Play series of State of Decay 2, but not today. The reason for that is because I want to do something a little bit different. I've had a bit of an epiphany this week while playing State of Decay 2, and I wanted to share my thoughts, my revelations, with all of you guys to see what you think. Basically, I want to talk about the network. But before I do, if you want to join the community here in the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Now, I've put quite a few hours into State of Decay 2 so far. I've got 2 communities running at the moment, things are going well. They've both got power and water and they're all happy and nobody's died. Things are going alright. Now, for those of you who are equally playing the game, you'll know that the story or the narrative of State of Decay 2 kind of plays out over the radio in broadcasts from the network and Red Talon as they give you little bits of info and things like that. It's quite cool. Now, Red Talon come across on the radio, in my opinion, as a military group who are trying to stop the tide of the zombie apocalypse. They're heavy-handed, don't get me wrong, but they're doing something. The network, well, they appear on the radio thanks to broadcasts from some guy called Twain, and occasionally Lily. Now, Twain is more or less the 3-dog of the State of Decay 2 universe, I think, at this point, but they tell you that, hey, if we want to survive this, we've got to stick together. We've got to look out for each other because no one else is. In essence, the network keep trying to tell you that they're there for you, that they're your friends. Well, folks, after my hours of playing State of Decay 2, I finally had an epiphany. I finally came to a realization the shackles of lies that have gripped us over the course of this game broke off me. I'm free! And I realized that the network are not our friends. The network don't care about us one iota. They're horrible people. And I'll tell you how I came to this conclusion. I was driving along on a scavenging run, collecting resources, minding my own business as we do, when Twain came over the radio, and no doubt you'll all have heard this at some point, and usually I would have just shrugged it off, but for some reason it just really, I guess, gripped me this time. But he said, hey, there's no point, and I'm going to paraphrase here, but he said, hey, there's no point waiting for the government to fix this. You want to know why? Because they're all in their underground bunkers waiting for this to blow over. And after listening to him say this a few times, all of a sudden, just this little seed of a thought came into my head. This guy just sounds like Alex Jones. Like, this just sounds like some kind of conspiracy news network like InfoWars. And that was it. The network was completely ruined for me forever. And while Red Talon broadcast over the radio about how they're taking proactive steps to stopping the tide of the zombie apocalypse, the network just go on the radio and spread conspiracy theories and say that they're there for the people, but don't actually really do anything. They get onto the radio and spread conspiracies that it was probably the government who started it all, that our leaders are all hiding in underground bunkers. In my opinion, Twain is one fever dream away from recreating Alex Jones's infamous frog conspiracy. It's like, at any moment, I'm just waiting for him to jump onto the radio and say, hey, you know how this started? Because the government are poisoning our waters, and it started with zombie frogs. They're turning the frogs into zombies. But when you start to think about it, and I know I'm taking the piss a little bit here, but honestly, I want you to think about this. When you actually start to think on it, and I mean, if we as players really honestly think about it, what reason do we actually have to join up with the network? From the dialogue that I remember from playing in-game, and I know they say quite a bit, and for a lot of it you're distracted kind of staying alive and beating back zombies and dealing with invisible bloaters, but from what I remember from playing in-game, they never actually say how strong they actually are. They never say what you'll benefit from joining them. And it doesn't seem like they have any concrete goal aside from simply surviving. Red Talon, on the other hand, are a military force. They have a plan and they're open about it. Don't get me wrong, Red Talon 9 times out of 10 are assholes. I get that, I understand that. They're maybe not the nicest guys, but at least they're not out there spreading conspiracy theories. They're actually doing something. And it was just one of those strange realizations while playing the game that I realized that Twain's broadcasts were basically the zombie apocalypse version of InfoWars. And I'm sorry if that is insulting to the development team. If any of the developers are watching this, I don't mean that as an insult to you guys whatsoever. I mean it more as a joke. But I just don't feel like the network are our friends whatsoever. And that's kind of sad when you start to think about it. That group of survivors that we spent so much time looking after in the first game, that we worked so hard keeping alive and going out and saving other lost souls, now all we're left with are the Ritters. The bastion of hope that we became in State of Decay 1 has turned into a network of survivors who spend most of their time spreading conspiracy theories over the radio waves, and who for all intents and purposes don't seem to provide any tangible help to other communities or have any sort of way to progress and thrive. At least that's my theory. I'd love to know what all you guys think. I know today has been a little bit of a, it seems like a piss take video, but I'm saying this in all seriousness, and I'm being completely genuine. Like, I don't think that the network are our friends. And I think I know before State of Decay 2 came out, I was like, oh, for sure, I'm going to sign up with the network if the game allows you. I'm totally going to side with them because, you know, Lily and the guys. But the more I started to get to know the network, the more I'm just realizing, like, these are people that I don't want to associate with because they simply just, it's conspiracy theory after scapegoat after conspiracy theory. And I don't know if I want to be any part of what they're doing. But let me know down in the comments, do you think the network really have our best interests at heart? Do you think Red Talon are the guys we should side with? What do you guys think? But in the meantime, if you want to join the community here on the channel, as always, do feel free to join my Discord. It's linked in the video description. But until next time, have a great week. I'll speak to you all soon.